Hello everybody, Thorgal here, and welcome back to another episode of my Minecraft Let's Play series. I had a live stream here 2 days ago, and it was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot from the viewers when it comes to decorating and whatnot. And of course the sun is setting. Let me get the bed ready. What we started with is this house right here. It's far from done, but we started the decoration process. Out here, I'm not happy yet. This is too bland. I need to add a lot of things. But inside, it's coming along very nicely. Also, by the way, I wanted to hear you guys' opinion. I don't know why I always play on bright, right? I think there was a whole thing about YouTube. I always wanted to make sure that the videos are nice and bright. But in order to really get a feel for a place, I'm gonna play at 25%. And I want to hear you guys' feedback. If 25, like if we look over here, this is supposed to be darker. It's supposed to be a reading area, right? But then like up here where it's supposed to be brighter, you can really tell a difference. If you check at 100% bright, you can't really tell a difference. Right? So for 3 years now, making videos, I always played on the brightest setting, and I think it is time to come down with this. But again, I want to hear you guys' feedback. If it's too dark, if you think 50%, let's take a look at it real quick, just so you know when you give me your feedback. This is 50%. This isn't too bad either here. So 75% is too bright already, so I might as well go to bright then. But so let me know 25% or 50%, or if you have any other preferences, also leave those on the down there, okay? All right, so this room right here, you come in, this is where the librarians are popping out. This is the librarian house. And then this is Atsami's villager arrival corner, because Atsami showed me 2 really cool tips that I want to share with you guys. This right here, doesn't it look like couch pillows? That is so cool. I had no idea you can do this. Where's my X right there? I want to show this to you guys. So I made a banner, and you just place it down there. Now, you got to have a torch down here. If you don't have a torch, you see right here, I'm going to put this back real quick, and you guys can see what it looks like. They become really dark. Apparently, their bottom part needs to be lit up, and that's why there's a torch down there, and then you can just place the stairs above it. And I like this a lot, okay? And then just a little coffee table here. I just have a bed here, which I'm going to use right now. So then over here, we got a little work area. I'm trying to make this, for librarians. So right here, they could work on books or read books or write books. Over here, it's more like a book binding area, more rustic, right? The chest right there. Then over here, we have a little bit of a workshop area. This could also be a kitchen, right? With sinks or something, or maybe they wash the ink off their hand and whatnot. They can cook books and whatnot. And then right here, I just wanted to have some kind of a carpet strip here. We tried different colors. Brown is not my favorite. I might try out gray here as well, but there's some hidden lighting here. I wanted this to be brighter. Then up here, we have a writing area, right? This right here, Middleclaw showed me this little trick here. He said, why don't you write a lot of stuff on the signs? And I really like that. That looks very good for the armrests. It gives it texture, right? But anyway, there's the ink cups and so on. They can write up here nicely, put the books over here to get to dry and whatnot. Then these 2 right here, I just planted in the end. And they're, like wall lanterns, right? I think they look pretty good. So I'm going to leave them there. You got to give me your feedback on these, or if you have any other ideas about wall lanterns, besides a typical item frame, slab, and torch in it. I like this. Just something on the wall. Then over here, we have a little social corner, okay? You can also turn the pillows. Here, I just painted the banner a little bit different. And then this is the second thing that Atsami showed me. You put an armor stand 45 degrees. Then you place another armor stand 45 degrees the other way on top of it. And then you break the block that you placed it on, and it will just fall down. And then they look like there's 4 legs, so you guys see that, right? And then you put a redstone lamp on top and push it with a piston down on top of it. And then I just put the slab here as decoration. And then you put a pressure plate. There's a pressure plate here. You see? You just place one right there, and it gets triggered, and it turns on the redstone lamp. This is so cool. I really like that. Again, a little coffee table. And then over here, a reading nook. And this is the one that I wanted to be a little bit darker. Now it's daytime, so it's not that noticeable. So that's the decoration for down here. I don't know if you want to see more of this, you're just gonna have to come into the live stream, because on episodes, I don't think I'm gonna spend so much time actually decorating this. I'm just gonna show off whenever I'm done with a part, and I don't really know what I'm gonna do up here yet. But so we just did the downstairs, and then we actually started with a different project, and I'm gonna end the Pearl 2, hopefully somewhat close. Oh, perfect. And that is right here. I wanted to get started with the wheat farms, because the villagers, the village is not formed right now, and I give you an explanation for that in a minute, but it was formed for the longest time, and there was only 7 or 8 villagers that bred, and then they stopped because they're out of food. So now it's time for me to get the food going, right? So this building over here is pretty much done upstairs, not downstairs. There's no decoration yet. And I also had to close this now because zombies will come in. But this is what it is upstairs. Little work area. I had all my shulker boxes and whatnot here. And then we planted all the wheat here. The water sources are on the side here. Everything is hydrated up here. So this one pressure plate is actually not within the 7x7, but I let it slide. So this right here looked different in the stream. We had, I think the people had a lot of fun. I was a little frustrated at times because I spilled water. I had villagers drowning. I derped it up good. But anyway, so this was a little bit different looking here. And after the stream, I changed this. We did not have this done over here. I did this after the stream. We only had this done. And you guys see this guy is not working anymore. I do not know why. Well, I do know why he stopped. And I'm going to give you the explanations for that. Okay, let me start this over because I didn't even explain how this actually works. How this is supposed to work is these two guys are browncoats. This is Fletcher, and this over there is Shepherd, I think. As long as they don't have any apron, they're just brown. They're count as farmers. And farmers, when they're in a farm, they break it and replant it, right? And then they also want to feed their fellow men, which there's one in the middle here, one of the nitwits. All right? So they pick the wheat, and when they pick wheat, they actually craft bread out of it. So this guy has bread. And then every once in a while, they run over here and want to feed this guy in the middle and throw bread at him. But the hoppers right here intercept it, right? Because as soon as you drop something above it, you see when I'm trying to throw something, boom, it's instantly picked up by the hopper, right? I'll pick up the bed in a second. So this guy actually never gets bread, but they're trying to drop it off. But now the problem is they have a limited amount of inventory. You can give them up to 8 stacks of something. But this guy doesn't have 8 stacks of something. But when they're full, and they're not in a village, they just stand around. Like this guy, he's just bored. Alright? But now hopefully I can demonstrate this. In order to get this guy working again, I need to nudge him over here to this guy and get him to drop off the bread. Right now he's focused on me, but when I walk away, he's gonna turn around here shortly, and maybe we can see it. Sometimes you don't see it because the bread gets caught instantly before you actually see the fly. Oh, you saw something very briefly. You see that? Every once in a while. And now you see he's going back to work. So that is why this guy stops. And the same with this guy over here. I made a little bridge over here for now so I can get over here because they're completely separated. Now this guy right here might have the same problem. Let's wait for a second because there's lots of wheat over there to be harvested. Yeah, you guys saw? He threw bread. So the farm is working. It's just the reason that they don't drop off bread. And then I did a lot of testing. I mean a lot of testing in a Forge world. So I was able to add mods to increase the tick rate and whatnot to really do some concrete testing. And when you have these guys in a village, this is not a village right now, okay? They at night will run into a door. So in the perfect world, I have doors here, right? And then even without night, they still run into the doors every once in a while. That's just how they're programmed, okay? So, and every time they run into it, oh, there's a guy that's hungry, and they throw him bread. So I did a test over many in-game days with the tick rate mod that I'm using. You can speed it up, so it's super fast. And I found out that pretty much it's about 120% more effective. So a little bit over 2 times as much bread they produce if they're actually in a village. Okay, so that brought me to the conclusion that this is all nice and good right here. Let's come down here real quick and let me get my bed. All right, so after the last stream, we were at 15 bread, I think. And it's been countless hours, so I don't even have 2 stacks of bread yet. So this is not feasible to feed all these villagers over there, because I want them to be going. I did not build this big farm over here, right? This big villager farm and sorting and whatnot. And then the food is trickling in. It's kind of crazy. And I don't want to do it manually, meaning make myself a giant wheat farm or potato and whatnot. So this brings me to the next project that is going to be down the line. Not today, but I want to get started getting there. And that is further over there in spawn. Can I see that somehow? Let's see. Let me see if I can hop up there. Where can I get to? Is there no tree I can get on top of? Maybe up here? Yes. Okay, let's fly over there real quick. Alright, so over this way, there is the other corner of the spawn. So right here in this corner, away from that village, so I can actually make sure these two are not near each other, right? So somewhere here in this area, we're gonna build this automatic farm, right? For the crop types, whatever we're gonna do. And I like it because the hill is between the pyramid city and here. So it's out of sight, because this is gonna be a more technical build, just like the iron farm. That's a technical build where I just want it to be effective. The city, you know, I want to be effective and pretty. So these builds here are going to be a little bit different. But we're not actually going to get started with that today. There is a couple of other things I want to get done first. We got to take a little bit of a break from the villagers and also just redstone and rail carts and whatnot. So today I want to build a little bit and I want to connect, you guys see the pyramid right there, to here. Where's the actual corner of spawn again? Man, I can't see anything. I can't see the trees in the forest. Where is the corner? Right there. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go diagonally at least 16 blocks away from there, okay? So the center of this farm is probably gonna be somewhere here. Okay. Because there's going to be, the farms are going to be 16 blocks that way, 16 blocks that way, 16 blocks that way, and 16 blocks that way. It's going to be a big cross, pretty much. And we can go up as many levels as we want. The more we go up, the better, right? And the items are going to go back to the pyramid for storage and to give it to the villagers. And they're going to go there. I haven't decided it, either via water stream or via a rail cart. And because this is all in the spawn chunks, this is always going to run. So we're not going to have any problem, you know, with rail carts stopping because they get unloaded. I actually have to look into how this works, that when I go to the nether, if the overworld spawn stays loaded. Or, you know, if I go out of the overworld, if this gets unloaded. But it shouldn't matter. We'll figure it out down the line. Somehow we figure it out. I know there's tricks and whatnot. So I dug this out and started thinking about a path to come over here. Today I want to prettify the city a little bit more, and I'm going to talk to you guys about something when it comes to this LP in a minute anyways. I want to just get started here. Today is a little bit more talky probably than usually, because there's so many things I need to talk to you guys about and discuss about the future of the city, right? So I started laying out this path here, and I hate it. It's plain and simple. I do not like it. It's not ugly, but it's too gray. There is too much grayness going on here, right? And it's not hard to build and whatnot. And then I was thinking, you know, maybe in the city I keep it stone, and then when I get outside the city I make it more of a dirt path. But I don't like it. I don't want this to be a rundown, worn down, you know, city here. But it also doesn't need to be all sparkly gray. Okay, I don't know if that even makes sense, sparkly gray. But anyway, so I did a little bit of playing around with different paths and so on. And that was right over here. This is the finished product. Let's show you guys first this over here. So within the city, I initially planned on having the paths like this, right? And we still might have this between some of the side alleys or in the side alleys, like that, right? Where you just feel like, you know, people are walking around and you can put decorations and so on. But when it comes to the main roads in the city, as well as outside of the city, I did a couple of different paths over here. And I just want to talk with you guys. This was the first one I made right here. And every one of them, by the way, what's the key combination? No, that's the wrong one. It's this one. There we go. I also made it spawn proof. Okay, so everywhere you go down here, actually this one, whoa. Hello? Oh, there we go. This one, as well as these last two, are actually not 100% spawn proof. Actually, this one is, but not this one. Right here and right there always, it's light level 7 or 6. 7 or 6 below. Okay, so things could spawn there. And that's because these torches here are 2 down instead of just 1 down. All right, but let me go ahead and make it day again so we can better see. So this right here is just an idea, right? Just how would I make a stone path? And then I thought using this crating here to hide the lighting in the road. It's not too bad, but I don't think it's just as gray, right? Then I did this one, and this has always been, and anywhere I've been, one of my favorite paths to make. I like this. You have the ups and downs because of the path blocks and the carpets. So you got a little bit of a height difference, right? You can even feel that when you're walking. And it just feels like a very heavily traveled path, right? This one right here, I don't like because of the way that we cannot really hide the lighting here. I can only cover it like with carpets like this. Or over here again, use kind of like sewer covers, right? Even wood or iron. I don't like it. This one over here, excuse me, isn't too bad if I use carpets not just over the lighting. So for example, if I would use it every once in a while like this, and then you can even bring in white carpet and so on, right? Just to give it again a more of a 3D, more a height difference. I shouldn't say 3D, height difference. This isn't too bad, okay? But not my favorite. This one right here is nice, but it doesn't fit our city at all. Okay, this one over here would probably fences and whatnot, and again you have the sewer crates here with the line. It's very nice for different town, but again, who builds the roads out of wood? Nobody. And then this one right here, nether quartz and diorite, doesn't fit at all. It's just too shiny. Okay, so I kind of got hung up on this one here, where we have some terracotta in it, we have coarse dirt, we have podzol, we have path, and because this is a jungle, right, the path is much darker, so it looks very nice. And I like this. And again, the lighting we can easily hide with carpets. Now, carpets itself, I have a few in here, but I'm not a big fan of it, and I'll show you guys now why. So then I incorporated it into the city. I want to see it, you know, what does it look like around buildings itself? And I must say, I dig it. I hope you guys like it as well. I think this looks very nice. But then I took it one step further and said, you know what? We're going to add kind of like a curb with a runoff here. Right? So if the water, the dirty water from the roads, they would go in here and then wash away to keep the rest of our place, you know, nice and clean. I think that makes sense to have. And then just like here, we could have this run into a regular path. It ties together much nicer than if I have a stone road here, right? Like either this one or this one. I don't think those fit in our village here. And it doesn't have much gray. The gray is next to the houses, where it kind of makes sense, right? So then there's two things I'm not a big fan of, and you guys see right here with the carpet, when you see the carpet from the side, when you see grass and podzol and so on, it kind of fits like it's running over into this gutter here, into this runoff, right? But the wool doesn't really fit. So when I stretched it out this way, I replaced that with grass instead of wool, right? And that fits again. I think that fits nicely. And then sometimes I have leaf blocks in here as well. Just played around with it like this. And this is kind of what it looks like. I really like this path, and I think that's the path I want to go with to go out to that new farm area. And then I even planned out, hey, how will rail tracks fit in here? And very nicely, because, you know, it's a long way. I don't want to have to run there. So I can simply, you know, call a cart to something. By the way, I learned, I did not know that you can put the dispensers underneath the track. I always had them on the side. And I didn't want to have it on the side, right? Because I want to make sure that the hopper can go back into it. Because the cart goes in here, into another hopper, right there, and then into the dispenser. So that works very nicely, and of course it goes backwards the same way. Alright, and then I want to show you guys one more thing here before I get all the materials together and we start building this. I played around with a banner. I wanted to come up with a banner for our town, right? And I didn't know that when you... Let me show you this, because this is really cool. I'm learning a lot about banners, let's just say it that way. Things that I had no idea. Miscellaneous. Let me just give a red, and then let me get a banner. Not a bammer, a banner. Check it out. When you put a banner, and then you put on Daisy with a die, it puts it in the middle. And there's all kinds of other things, like you can, somehow you can get a creeper head, and you can get bones, and all kinds of things you can put on there. And so first I said something sunny with a sun, right? So I kind of went through the different types that I came up with. And then I came up with this background here, which is really cool, like the rising sun or the setting sun, right? I know that sounds Asian, but we're in a jungle with a pyramid, right? It's sunny. It's always nice and bright there. So that's why I'm choosing the sun, not because of Asian culture. And then I came up with this one at first. I like this one the best. And then I'm like, you know what? Let me add a little border on top just to give it more kick. Now, and I think this is, let me see here. 1, 2 layers, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers. Yeah, this is a 6-layer banner, which is the max that we can do. And then I learned something else because I'm like, man, this is a pain in the butt making this every time. You only need to make it once. I did not know that either. If you just take another banner, not in there, and you just put them together, it makes a copy of the banner, right? And it gives you back the original one. So you don't need to keep dyeing the same one. You can just make a copy of it, which I think is really cool, right? And that's going to save me a lot of time. We have plenty of wool. So anyways, I'm going to have to get together coarse dirt, podzol, grass is already there, which I can turn into the path. And then I need a bunch of green and brown carpets, and I need the stairs, these two types here, and you guys see sometimes I turned it to make it look like a little bit broken and whatnot. And then here I just played around with, I wanted to see what, you know, what kind of garden arrangements we can have, and I'm really happy how this turned out, and it's here in this world, so I'm gonna have to make a somewhat of a copy of it over in the other one. Check it out, even at night. I tested it. It's completely spawn proof. Nothing can spawn here. Nothing can spawn on this path, on the entire path down there. Everything. So the more time I put into this, the more secure our village is going to become, right? So I'll see you guys in the other world in a second. Alright, I came over to the AFK fishing farm. I haven't been here in so long. And I am checking if I have anything with Silk Touch. Well, oh, that just scared me. I'm like, why are these chests empty? But it's because the stuff is further down. And I need to find a book, I guess. Because I would like to enchant a shovel with Silk Touch. Because I need to find a... I got the podzol somewhere. So I must have found that taiga biome before, and I'm pretty sure I know which direction to go to look for that. There we go. Silk Touch and Efficiency 4. That's kind of perfect right there. And I'm pretty sure I have an Unbreaking. Actually, Mending. Oh boy. Now I gotta see if I have a Mending book somewhere. So I do have a Mending and Fire Protection 3 book here. I have Mending on this one. It would be nice to get a Mending on my Silk Touch shovel. And then I found this crazy book right here. Efficiency 4, Infinity Unbreaking 3. So I could use the Efficiency 4 and Unbreaking together with this book to get Efficiency 5, Silk Touch, and Efficiency, and then put this one on there for Mending. I want to see if we can do that real quick. Why not? I really got to start trading with these villagers now that I have a few of them going to see what the other trades are. I'm trying to conserve my rockets as much as I can, so I'm getting better in getting a lot of height and then gliding for a very long time if I don't hit a mountain. And you guys can see none of this stuff is loading slow, so I have explored all this before. I think back then on horseback. Is that a taiga? That is a taiga, but a regular. I need the mega... Oh, there we go. Show me the podzol, baby. I see it. I see the podzol. And I think that this is actually the place where I've gotten it last time. I ran out of rockets. And my other rockets are in my orange shulker box, which is sitting in the base comfortably, not in my ender chest where it belongs. So I have to run home. I'm not... Oh, there's the jungle. So I'm pretty close. I actually overshot it. I was northeast, and I was flying southwest of home. So I passed it a little bit before I ran out of rockets. So I could have made it home if I would have paid attention to the coordinates. But I want to take a minute here, just talk to you guys real quick about this Let's Play series. Okay, I'm having a ton of fun, but I am tackling every episode like I do a modded episode. And as you guys, if you play both vanilla and modded, you're probably aware that in modded, you can get a lot more stuff done in an episode than in vanilla. Vanilla, everything takes more time. Like, you know, in any one of in my modded series, I can do /home and I would be home now. I don't have to fly around and run around, you know, and I don't have any ender chests to import to my storage system and having a storage system. You know, all these things, everything just takes a lot longer. Which I find very rewarding in vanilla, okay? I'm loving it. But I just wanted to talk to you guys that in the future, I'm going to try to not tackle such insanely large projects per episode, okay? The last 2 episodes were really crazy. Especially the one before last, where I tore down half of the jungle and a mountain and so on. That took me 2 weeks to record. Because it was, you know, moving so much dirt and wood and whatnot. It was pretty crazy. And then last one, you know, I did a lot with the railroad tracks, with, you know, just digging these tunnels. It all takes a lot longer than normally. I still want to get a lot done per episode, but sometimes, like today, I might not get as much done because we're just going to work on a path. But as you guys see, going over there, getting all this podzol, and I even picked up 5 stacks of moss stone, by the way. I left everything else. Takes a while. You know, I'm on with flying and whatnot, this is over an hour now. That finding that taiga biome and where am I? And now getting home. So I think I'm at around 0-0. So which way am I going? Just north. So I should be heading home here. I'm looking for a landmark or something. Ooh, there's another jungle temple. I don't have any room, so I guess I do have my ender chest. Ooh, what is this? This tree over here looks cut off. What's happening? What's going on? Oh. Why does this tree look cut off over here? Oh, maybe it was just rendered that way. See, is this my river over here? No, this tree is cut off. There's stuff missing up here. Yeah, what's going on here? What is happening here? Why is this tree missing? Hey, I found home! Yes! So I was northeast of here, then flew far past in the southwest, and then I had to run back, so I ran past it, and now I'm finally here. Oh my god, what a trip this was. This sucks. I thought I was recording, so I'm gonna have to start this over. Because I wanted to make this banner together with you guys. I got this far until I noticed I didn't have an Oxy Daisy on me. So let's start this again. I wanted you guys to see this one time. So the first thing we're gonna do is have the orange background on the bottom like this. And you guys see how it fades up into white? And then we make a yellow counterpart to that. So now we have that sunrise or sunset right in the background. Then I did the dot in the middle like that. And then I did the pyramid like this. So now we have the background of the sun sitting on top of the pyramid. And then, yes, then the oxidaisy up here and an orange one, just like that. And that makes the sun. And then the last thing is, how did this work again? Like that. So now I got the 3 red things on the top. And there we go. We got our first banner. And it should be the only one I need to make. Ta-da! I like it a lot. It looks very friendly and warm and colorful. Now I want to see if I can copy this one onto the one that I messed up. No. So this one is just wasted here. That's okay. Now my question is, can I make... Okay, they do stack. Nice. Alright, very good. I was worried that they're not going to stack. The reason why I'm making this stuff right now, let me just put this garbage in here, is that I finished part of the path out there now. And it's looking a little bit messy. I don't know how else to describe that. Okay? It looks kind of messy. It's the only word I can come up with. It's still nice, and it's the path that I have, but a lot of decorations are missing here. So we need to get going on those, right? And I'm just going to show you guys the couple of different decorations that I want to start putting here. So for example, I want to start putting the, what are these called? Shutters, or just sunscreens, or little roofs in front of all the windows. I want to start putting those everywhere. They're pretty much going to be above every single window, right? And because this is decoration, it can stick into the next 7x7, right? I think that's perfectly fine. So like right here, we would have a couple of more right there and there. Okay, and I'm just going to decorate everything that is visible here right now. And I'm going to leave the ladder here. That doesn't really bother me right now, but this is the only way I can always get on top of all the different buildings. Oops. Of course. Come to me. Alright, good. So we got those, and then I want to start putting some... Really, did I just leave the good ones in the chest and kept only the bad one? Yes, I did. Okay. What was the other thing I just was thinking of when I was thinking of dyes? Yes. I do need to bring all of these real quick. Actually, I can just combine these, because I do want to make a few orange. Actually, let's get these here so I can make more orange. And that is for the carpets that I want to put on top of them. So again, I want to get as much color as I can into everywhere. And the color palette is, you know, yellow, orange, red. And I'm gonna need some of this here. And let's just make all of them. Okay, and then that's a little bit too much here. Let's make this many and that many. I'll leave this here. Okay, so here we go. Because these are gonna be up here on top of them. Just like that. Just so, I don't know. It's there, it's color. And in the testing, I even mix them up a little bit. Sometimes it's white, red, orange. Sorry, white, orange, white. And sometimes it's orange, white, orange. Just, you know, mixing it up. And then this one would be the other way again. And so on. And I'm gonna do the other side the same way in a minute. All the other ones. And then I think the banners. I think we should have one here. One here. Right? Yeah. And then maybe every once in a while. I don't know. Do I want them here as well? Just like, you know, so you have pride in your city wherever you go. Maybe every start of a path, we have these. Wow. Hello? How you doing? Yeah, that's color. Cool. And then I was thinking another thing I wouldn't mind having here is possibly something like this. Let's see if this is gonna look good. And the runoff can be underneath. That's perfectly fine. And we don't need to have it everywhere. Not on every house. That would be too symmetrical. So like this, one here, one there. That's good enough. Then maybe we'll have another one over here later on. And I'm gonna need some flowers for that. And I'm gonna go with my 3 there. Like sunflowers, I'm not a big fan of because you can only see them half of the time. So let's get a few of these, a few of them, and a few of these. Yeah, that's fine. If I need more, I'll get more later. So we're just gonna mix this up here. Like that. I don't really want to use... By the way, there's one thing I do want to show you guys. I learned in the live stream, and I thought it was really cool. I did not know about that. Fern. You can have endless fern. So check this out. When you plant a fern, and then you bone meal it, it becomes a 2-high fern. And you shear it, and it gives you 2. Is that cool or what? So you can have endless fern, and I kind of like these as decoration. Like instead of flowers, just a 2-high. I hate this. I mean, can you be more to one side? That is stupid. But anyway, so there's one. If this is going to become a footpath, then I would probably have another one like here. And then have another flower right there. I don't have one on me anymore. So we're getting there. So I got to put the carpets up here. Now let's look from up there. Oh, I'm an idiot. I cannot have that there. That's where the rail cart goes. You did not see anything. Which one is that? That is Silk Touch. Yes, okay. So I did some more work on the path and also around town a little bit here. I added more of these canopies or awnings. I think that's what they're called. Hey, there's a guy on top. I haven't seen him on top there yet. And a couple more banners and so on. And then I also set up our station over here. For now, I think that this is the only place I can really put it. The only other place would be underground, but that would mean that mobs could potentially get in as well if I dig into there, right? But we'll go down there in a second. I wanted to show you guys this here as well. I did a bunch of work on the pyramid. I've been quite busy here. Let's see if I can get up here. This is my viewing point. I guess we're right here. Oh, this is good. Yeah. So check it out. I replaced the cobble on the top. It kind of bugged me for a while. It looked too cheesy, too cheap, right? I mean, this is supposed to be our centerpiece here. So I replaced that with nether quartz, and then also, just for now, I wanted to see what it looks like. Well, I did it earlier, but I only did one side so we can take a look at it first. I ran the nether quartz stairs, and I really like this. I think I'm going to do that on all 4 sides. And then I did a little decoration on the corners here. I didn't want it to be too overgrown. But I really like all the green in here. And then you guys see down here, I meant with some custom little trees, like they're really trimmed. In the back, I put pots on, then I also put a water fountain here and stuff. Let's go back down here so you guys can see it up close. So I really like this, and I think I'm going to replicate that. Not today, eventually here to the other 4 corners. And banners are all the way around and so on. But let's go down the path here. The one thing, of course, I still need to do is I need to power all these tracks here. And I think I'm going to do that. Well, I need to do that from underneath each or all of these. So you cannot see them, right? So let's get back up here. And then this was in here. Okay. So now the activated track here that kicks you out as well as the the power tracks. No. That was a mistake. We don't do those. Those are getting triggered by the button. My bad. Let's just... Hey. Put that in here and get back up. Alright, good. So, oh man, it's almost night again. Oh yes, and then I did more over here, but let me sleep the night away real quick. You guys see I did a little bit of decoration right here. These saplings up there, of course they're not going to grow because they're in the planter. But they're kind of like herb gardens. kind of thing, right? So if people want to cut some herbs, more flowers, put a little pond here. Can I please sleep? Thank you. And then I also put in that cobblestone retaining wall there, right here, because I wasn't sure how to really decorate this, right? But it makes sense, so you don't have it washed down and whatnot. And the runoff right here, I don't know. Well, it's Minecraft. I can't make everything perfect, so the runoff right here, and then it goes back down. This is actual runoff. This is just a curb over here. So maybe the water would all not come down here. It would get flushed over here, and so on. So yeah, just did a bunch of decorating everywhere. And then I also started in the tunnel. And this is what I wanted to show you first before I continue here. So right here is going to be the entrance of the tunnel. So there's going to be an overhang right here. And the same on the other side. And then this is how each one of these sections is going to look like. This is what I envisioned it. Very colorful. I like this. I'm quite happy how this turned out. Then also here, I did a little bit of play with these stairs. You guys see that? To make these, I don't know what you call these indentations, riffles, something. And again, like right here, it looks a little bit weird, but when it's all decorated up like this, you can barely see the jungle wood. And I wanted to stick with jungle wood because, well, I barely ever built with it until this series here, right? And we are in the middle of the jungle, so it makes sense to use that. So then it goes all the way through, and then I just end it over here because I don't really know exactly where I want to make this counterpart to this, because we still need to, I need to excavate all this here. Between episodes, I'm gonna do that. It's not too much work, actually. This shouldn't be too bad, because all I gotta do is remove a bunch of trees, and I just want to go from this corner over to like here, and I just remove all this here. So it's mostly trees. It's very little bit of dirt here and there maybe, so that's not gonna be a big deal. Now let's set up the station over here. I'm gonna have my dispenser right here, and then the two hoppers pointing into it. Again, I was very surprised to find out that you can actually have these dispensers underground. I've used them so many times and I never knew that. Okay, and then here we have again, oop, what? Wow, I clicked too fast. Put 3 of these. And then this is going to go, this needs to, no, my bad. It needs to come like this first, so it goes straight out, but when it comes back, it goes into here. And then I want the unloading, the activator, I should say, is going to be right here, and then 2 more regular. So it actually gets sucked up right there, and we'll cover this up with a hopper. Okay. And the only way to load them is just drop it on top of the carpet. And then it gets dispensed and goes to here. I knew it was going to stop, so it's all good. Alright, cool. And like I said, over here, I don't know what we're going to build yet. But now I'm going to go ahead and finish the tunnel. The same pattern that I have right here. And I need to go through and power all these tracks first. That's going to be the biggest time sink right here. Because every one of them, I need to come from underneath. Because I don't want to see these levers, right? That only makes sense. So I finished the tunnel all the way through, the decorations here. I didn't put any banners here or there or in the end. So wherever the entrance is, I didn't put any there. I don't know, I might put some, incorporate them in a different way. But right now I'm trying to figure out how to dress up this entrance here. I am not sure if I'm gonna, I think the best way would be to make it look overgrown, right? But first I wanted to put a little bit of a retainer wall here. Mostly because I did not want to see too much of the jungle wood when you come in, right? It's not a very nice log. And if it's covered up or hidden most of the times, it works for me. But just exposed completely like this, I am not a big fan of that, right? So maybe on top of this, we'll have something like this. Actually, we're gonna have to come out one more. And maybe make this like that. I almost feel like it should be double retained here and there. And over here, make it come out. Over here, I can't because the tree is there. I don't want to get rid of the tree. And then... I think we're gonna, yeah, cover this over with some leaves. Do I have any leaves over here? I don't think I do. I do have the oak. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Anything else I want from here? I don't think so. No. Alright, so we make this overgrown. And I'll do that in a second. But first, this one over here was a little bit trickier because the end of the tunnel is up higher a little bit. So I had to go one higher with these logs here. And that's why this one here, I moved up one. Just so you have that little kink in here, right? These were impossible to move up higher if I want to keep this form. But it's still it doesn't feel restricted when you walk up and down here, right? And the minecart is good the same way. I don't hit my head anywhere. So it works. And so over here, we're going to do the same thing with the retaining wall. I'm chasing down my minecart. I was too slow right-clicking it. I'm not sure why. It's usually not that hard. So it... Oh, I forgot to make that one... it's fine. It's just gonna pop off anyway. I have a jungle wood plank on the slab. I'm sorry, on the other one over in the other station. So all it took was a bunch more leaves, really. I moved this up a little bit here. You guys see I moved this up so you can see the bottom half right there. And that opened it up, and then I just made it look really overgrown. So that's all it really took. And I'll show you guys the other side here in a second, but I wanted to take this trip with you guys once. So you press the button, and then you just right-click it quickly. I like this tunnel. I think it turned out nicely. And then over on this side, as you guys can see, I did the same thing. Even have a little bit of leaves on the inside, and we'll go back there right now. So you can check it out. Yeah, it's coming together. I think next episode we're gonna do something completely different. I think it's time to take a little bit of a break from this here. I really want to make the farm and the iron farm and all of this, but just, you know, doing the same thing over and over. I also feel like some of you guys lose interest if I don't mix it up a little bit better. And like I said, I didn't put any lighting here because you wouldn't have lighting in the jungle just like that, right? Make it overgrown looking right here. And this right here is what I like the best. It's just this, it really looks like a grand entrance, right? You can really tell, hey, wow, you know, you're coming out of the jungle, you're still on the dirt, and now you're coming into the city. It's starting to look a lot nicer everywhere with all the awnings and everything, and then you're, boom, you're right here, right? I think it's gonna look great when all this is done eventually. It's gonna be many, many, many more hours of work here. And I haven't even started on the top here. Oh, there's one thing. Check it out. I didn't even mention that yet. Sorry about that. You guys might have seen it earlier. But when I was putting the fences on a lot of the houses that I'm working on here, it started to be a little bit overwhelming. There was too many fences, right? And then I planted 3. 1, 2, and 3 of these these big jungle trees. And then this one... This one, these branches here, I added by hand. They were just straight up. Yeah, these 2 right there. I thought I added 3, but it doesn't matter. This is what it looks like right now. So, in that you can tell, this already loosens it up a lot, right? Now, there's not really any room for acacia trees. If I plant them down there, they're just barely gonna overshadow the houses here. I might put a few around here because of the different leaf color and whatnot. But yeah, like I said, it's coming together. I'm very excited. Next time we're going to start a little bit of a different project. So we have multiple projects going. I think that's a really good idea in vanilla Minecraft. Otherwise, you know, this has been what now? 4 episodes on this? 5 episodes in a row? With the villager breeder and everything. Oh man, you can't look out now. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I had a lot of fun building this. It was a little bit different, a little bit more relaxing for me than just, you know, I mean, digging that tunnel was super easy. And I think that's it for today, guys. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.